Yo, I'm literally speeding home right now because I just got some news that I'm super hyped about, and I cannot wait to talk about it.
Yo, what is up YouTube? Welcome to the channel. My name is David. Today we're going to talk about this camera's upgrade, the Canon 1DX Mark II right here in my hands. We're going to talk about the Canon 1DX 3. I knew it was coming. All of you guys said, oh, the world is becoming mirrorless. There's not going to be any more DSLRs. Well, you are wrong. I saw this coming already because the gap between the 1DX1 and the 1DX2 is 3 or 4 years. 3 or 4 years later, which is now, the 1DX3 has been announced. I just saw the post from Canon Canada on Instagram and I'm so excited. I'm hyped. So let's talk about it. Let's jump into it. I'm going to talk about the 1DX2 and the 1DX3 differences, the slight upgrades that it has, and what I'm super excited about that's going to come in this camera. So first things first, let's talk about the video camera's capabilities. But before we get into that, we got to talk about why this is not going to be such a big upgrade. So you got to remember, the 1DX2, the 1DX line in general, is a sports photography camera, not a sports videography, not a videography, not a cinema camera. It is a sports photography camera, mainly because the sole purpose of it is to be able to shoot like this. That is the main reason why the 1DX exists. So remember, it's sports photography, but it did make its scene in the filmmaking world because of YouTubers like
$8,000 camera and the Canon 1DX Mark II.
Remember, this is a sports photography camera. So while we're talking about this, you got to think about it and why these specs might not be the best for cinema. So let's get into it. So you're getting 4K 60 frames per second in 10-bit and in RAW internally, which is insane to be able to finally get that on a DSLR camera the size of this on a hybrid camera, which is crazy because now the quality of our stuff, we're getting this kind of quality on the C200, we're getting it on cinema cameras, we're getting it on the C500 too. That cinema RAW is really beautiful. You maintain all that detail because right now we're using motion JPEG, which the quality is pretty good, but it is not the best. So to be able to get 10-bit, to get 422 coloring, to be able to get RAW is insane. So 422 coloring is pretty much one of those file formats, those bit rates that are gonna give you the most control over your coloring. A lot of filmmakers use it, a lot of high-end productions use 422, and a lot of indie films use 422. So you may not understand it right now, you can look into it, but we're not gonna get too far into it because I wanna stay on track with these specs. But 422 is a really amazing coloring bit rate, so look it up. We're gonna get enhanced autofocus with improved stability and tracking when using a viewfinder or the live view, which is insane because for some reason, in my opinion, the 1DX2, the autofocus sometimes falls off. For some reason, I feel like I miss autofocus a lot. Like when I push the camera in or I pull it out, the focus takes a while to, autofocus, and it is insane that to be able to improve that autofocus because it is dual pixel autofocus, which is amazing. It does do a good job focusing, but for some reason when it does video, it misses focus a lot, and I don't like that. I've noticed it a lot recently, so I'm hoping that when they improve it, it is like 10 times better. It's got a brand new CMOS sensor and digic processor. So it's a full frame CMOS sensor. So you have the full frame capabilities, plus I think having a CMOS sensor means that you could crop in, you can get cropped mode if you'd like. The new processor is going to be a digic 9 processor, which is the first time introduced in the 1D series, which is a really good processor, so I have high hopes for this camera already. There is rumors that it's going to have IBIS, so in-body stabilization. If this camera has in-body stabilization, it is over. Hands down, I'm going to buy it. If it has in-body stabilization, I'm buying it. It's over. Like, done deal. There's going to be CLOG on this camera. CLOG is basically the color profile, the flat color profile provided by Canon. And now I don't have it in the 1DX2. That isn't a customized color profile. So I have a custom CLOG profile, but to be able to have the real one would be a lot better because I can sync it with the EOSR, I can sync it with a lot of different Canon cameras to make sure that the color grading stays consistent. So to be able to have that would be amazing. Thank you, Canon. Thank you for allowing us to have it. Thank you. The camera is gonna have 28.1 megapixels. I was hoping for a good 30, but 28 is still pretty good. A lot better than this one. This one, I believe, I forgot. It's like 20.6 or something, 21.6. But 28 is better, a lot better. The USR runs like 30.2 or 31.2 or something like that, around 30. to be able to average around that is a lot better, because now I can actually be more confident in the resolution that comes out of this camera, or the 1DX3 at least. So to be able to have more confidence in that is really good, so I can carry it around again as a hybrid camera instead of carrying around the USR and the 1DX2 at the same time. To be able to do that would be amazing. So it's going to support faster frame rates, so it's going to shoot faster than this. It's going to shoot faster than that. Now, I'm reading two different articles. One says it's going to be 16 frames per second and 20 frames per second in live view, while the other one says it's going to be up to 30 frames per second when shooting still frames. So if it's 30, that is insane. They're testing this for the 2020 Olympics, so if it hits 30, that would be insane. That is a game changer. People would be like, hands down, bought it. Olympic 2020 camera, let's do it. So another thing is, we are currently using CF and CFast 2.0 cards in the 1DX2. For the 1DX3 and many other cameras that are coming into the game now, we are going to end up seeing a lot more CF Express. It is a new card that has a lot faster transfer speeds, a lot more reading and write speeds, a lot faster. CF Express is making its name in here. We get it in the C500 and we're gonna get it in the 1DX3. So I don't know how I feel about that, but I do know that we're going to need it for shooting RAW, because those transfer speeds are crazy. Definitely reasonable, but I don't know how I feel about it, because that means I got to buy a whole new memory card pack and all these other good stuff. And CF Express cards are on the more expensive side. It's like $200 for a single card. Like, I think that's the starting price. We're going to see about that. What I do really love about it, we're getting Wi-Fi. Now, Wi-Fi, of course, you can transfer images to your camera, to and from your camera. The biggest part is I can take my phone right here and I can make it a monitor. I can make a monitor, I can control my camera. I could put my camera over there right now. Instead of having to get up, press the record button, I can press record from here, start recording, move my phone out of the way, and I would never have to leave this spot to record this YouTube video. To be able to have that on the 1DX2 is amazing, because right now we gotta pay like $500 for an adapter that you put right up here somewhere. Yeah, over here. It sticks out, goes up, and it's just really annoying. And I don't even own one, because why would I spend $500 on something like that, you know? To be able to finally have Wi-Fi in the camera is amazing. We're also getting a lot more autofocus points. There's 525 autofocus points, which means that improved autofocus is going to give you a lot more range. So as far as pricing goes, there is no pricing details just yet, but I am predicting that this will fall right in with the 1DX2 at the original prices of $6,000 to $8,000. It's going to range anywhere between that, in my opinion, because we aren't getting those 6K options, but we are getting that RAW, we're getting the better autofocus, we're getting that Digic 9 processor, we're getting 10-bit, we're getting 422, we're getting CLOG, we're getting all these really cool things with more, you know, megapixels and Wi-Fi and you know, better autofocus points. So I think it's gonna fall anywhere between $6,000 to $8,000 once again. So I think I'm going to pick this up. I'm really interested in it. I'm gonna give it a second. I'm gonna see kind of what these pre-production models come out to be. I'm gonna see those tests, and let's see where it goes from there, because I'm super interested in buying this camera. I'm also super interested in the C500 and picking up a cinema camera in 2020. So 2020 is going to be the year where I am hoarding cameras. So you see this show, you're going to see more than a T2i, you're going to see more than the 1DX, you're going to see more than the USR. Hopefully, I'm going to pick up a lot more. So, end this video here. I'm super excited to see what comes out of this. I'm super excited to see some test footage. I'm super excited to see what the RAW looks like. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up if you liked it. Let me know in the comments below, what do you expect this camera to have? What do you wish it had more of? Personally, I wish it did have 6K, because I know a lot of people are going to come out and say, hey guys, why did you guys just pick up a Blackmagic Pocket cinema camera? It's a 6K RAW. But remember, it's a hybrid camera, guys. This is not a cinema camera. This is a stills photography hybrid camera. So don't bring up the Blackmagic Pocket cinema camera. Sure, you can go for it, but let me see how the pictures come out on the Blackmagic. Okay? That is all for today's video again, guys. So thank you. Have an amazing day, morning, night, wherever you're watching from, and I'll see you next time. Peace. How do I end this video? Do I throw my laptop?